Um, Thor has cancer, so that's kind of depressing. Hey, what's good, comic fans? This is Campfire Comics, and we're here to talk about The Mighty Thor, Issue 1, just released today. I'm Campfire Rich.
And I'm Campfire Nate, and as you all know, we've been talking, I've done a couple of articles. Marvel is rebooting this series, and this one is one that was on, when I read it was on top of my list. You got Jason Aaron writing it. Jason Aaron is the Marvel guy. He is writing so many Marvel things right now, and I mean, he just signed an exclusive contract with them. Dude's a great writer. I'm excited to read this. The Mighty Thor. Bam, right off the bat. What did you think, Rich?
I liked it. It was a good introduction because I didn't know anything other than what I've seen because I'm not a hardcore comic book reader from the stuff in the past. I just recently picked this stuff up, right? So all I know about Thor is what I've seen in the movies. And so this was, to me, was a good introduction on what's up with these characters. And you had Jane, right? Like turn into Thor, and she's Thor, and she stops this thing. I thought it was awesome. Like you had this weather ship or this thing that makes weather, and then you had all these dead elves just floating around space, jacking stuff up. And I was like, holy crap. They didn't waste any time on this one getting things started.
I mean, it's interesting. To give you a little bit of backstory, basically what had happened with Thor was...
Yeah, fill me in,
the
please.
Thor that we all know about. He got into a fight with... the dark elf guy. He basically cut his hand off. Right, Malekith. He cut off his arm, and wasn't able to pick up the hammer, and he basically lost the hammer in the process. He has a prosthetic hand and took a battle axe and was using that to fight with. Okay, so he's still a fighter. Jane was able to use it, took the hammer, became Thor. He came back to claim the hammer back and realized that she was doing a good job, and then let it be. So they talk about him a little bit in this. Yep. So you don't know where Thor is. I'm sure the Thor that we're all used to from TV will appear at some point in this comic. But Jane Foster, who we know from the show, the love interest of him in the movies, she's dying of cancer. I mean, that is messed up. Can you imagine your physical form being in this situation, and then the first whole breakdown of the thing, talking about how she's suffering through cancer, and as somebody who's had family members go through chemo, that's pretty hardcore. Right. And listen to that and listen to him explain it. It's pretty interesting, and at the same time, very, it really touches home.
It was really grounded. Like, you're reading it, and it like, really was. It's like I wasn't reading a comic at the beginning of this. It was like, man, that's some deep stuff right there with the explanation.
It really was. And then when you think about it, can you imagine if all of a sudden you picked up the hammer, it literally, it takes all the chemo out of her. It just cleans it off, but it doesn't get rid of the cancer. Mm-hmm. And then she even talks about it would be so easy for me just to be Thor all the time. But then that's not serving the purpose, what she's trying to do.
Right.
And as you can see from this, I mean, Asgard is a giant wreck. Odin is locked up somewhere going, nutty, all kinds of crazy.
He AWOL. Is he AWOL because of Thor? Or what's up with that? Like, what is there a story there I need to know about? Why
I'm sure
Odin
there's a backstory, but I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not caught up on that yet, so I don't know. I'm sure there's a backstory. I'm sure they're probably going to mention that as we go because they're with the reboot. They want people to come in that haven't read it, which is why it's a great time to start reading a comic. So they kind of explain that in a little ways. We know that his wife is locked up for treason. Everyone's doubting his abilities. They have this kind of like round table from all these realms of people talking. And it's obvious that Malekith has his own plans. He's got his own round table. It's a round table of bad guys, basically. And they're talking and they're describing what they're wanting to do. And what they want to do is they want to take out Thor. And who else to put in the place to do it is Loki. Who, by the way, looks bad in this comic. I mean, Loki looks really good. I mean, when they had that last scene, I was like, man, Loki looks cool. So I don't know. I mean, it feels very like, hey, we're going to do a refresher course on all the characters that you might have remembered from the movies.
Yeah,
because for some people, that's all they know.
It's hard, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to pick up a comic this day and time and read it when there's like 1,000 different spinoffs and backstories to every single thing that's going in. It's hard to get everything tied together. So it's awesome that they're doing these reboots, obviously because the movies are so successful and it's just revigorating the comic book genre. So people like me can come in and read. And so this issue 1 is good. It's bringing in people that I'm already familiar with just because I've seen the movies, right? And so you got these 2 round tables of stuff going down. They're basically trying to start a intergalactic war, I guess, between these worlds. And so I'm excited to see. They've already talked about Iron Man. And so, again, that's a new reboot. So make sure you're reading that so that when...
You got Doctor Strange right there, another reboot that we're
reading. And it's really good. I mean, it's good. They're tying the new reboots together.
It is. And the funny thing is Jason Aaron's writing Doctor Strange, so that works perfectly for him. He's writing that, so he can just come in and say, hey, I'm writing this comic, I'm writing this. I can figure out a way to put these 2 characters together, which is good. Again, like you said, if you watch the movies and you're like, man, I'd really like to get more from it, this comic sets it up perfectly. That was one thing that I thought about as I'm reading it. Man, they're talking about stuff that if you watch the movies, you'd be like, oh, I understand. The only difference, the biggest surprise is the fact that, the guy we know as Thor is not there, and Jane Foster's Thor. If you can get past that and look at everything else, man, this is going to be
it's going to be good. I'm excited for what's to come of that. Anything else, man? I think that's pretty much it. That's our review over The Mighty Thor. Like, comment, subscribe, get down there. Let us know. What do you think about this? What do you think about this Marvel reboot? Are you enjoying these characters and how they're explaining everything? Again, don't forget about our giveaway. Got to be a sub. Got to come on a video within the month of November. A lot of cool stuff we're giving away. Until next time, people, we out. Hey, if you're still sticking around, then thank you for watching. That means you like us and we like you. So do us a little favor here and click that subscribe button over there so you don't miss any of our videos, because we dropping videos pretty much daily, okay? And then click this video up above my head and watch that if you haven't already, because it's awesome too. All right? Yo, man, Campfire Rich is out. Peace.